So this is definitely not the usual scene you see in my office, especially not on a Thursday night. But that's my actor lighting, which is making me unusually badly lit. And back there is one of the green screen lights. And over here is Elemental, the computer that you usually see me doing everything on, because I have pretty much just the one. What you're currently seeing me through is the usual webcam hooked up to Hawk, who is my laptop I've had since around about 2009. Now, let me explain firstly what's been going on this week. On Tuesday, the new CPU arrived for Elemental, which coupled with the new motherboard that was going to go into Elemental, and I, after some consternation getting the existing one out, put that in and discovered the heatsink that is currently right here does not fit that motherboard. The socket's design changed between this motherboard and that one. Okay, so I then ordered up a new heatsink. I went and got some new tools to make this whole job a lot easier, so I've got actually a very nice little multi-tool here, which I'm mostly just using for the pliers. So that'll come in handy in the future, I'm sure. And that culminated in today, because it took a couple of days for that heatsink to get here. And okay, motherboard's in, CPU's in, heatsink is on. The RAM is our next hurdle, because Elemental currently uses DDR3 RAM, and that's been fine for 2 generations of motherboard for him. The new motherboard, however, is sufficiently new that it has no compatibility whatsoever for DDR3. It requires DDR4. Now, in order to actually get the same amount of DDR4 as we currently have of DDR3 is going to be somewhere in the region of 160 quid. So that's currently on hold. I don't get paid for another couple of days, and even then, if I did spend about 160 quid on DDR4 RAM, that will put me quite miserable for the rest of the month, and I have, Fuzz's birthday next month to deal with as well, so, you know, I'd like to actually be able to afford things like food, until then. But then again, you're probably wondering, okay, Lying, if you've still got the existing motherboard and whatnot, why are you using a nearly 10-year-old laptop to record this? Well, this is the nearly 10-year-old power supply, the PSU, that Elemental has been using since he was first constructed. Now, when I first took out the new motherboard and returned the original, the very first time I tried to turn Elemental on, nothing, except for a very quiet buzzing noise and the smell of smoke coming from this. The CX750 power supply has finally snuffed it. Now, that is going to cost somewhere in the region of 80 quid, which is still... that's affordable. I can do that, but not now. I can do that in a couple of days. And then it'll take a couple of days to get here. And it will still make my life a bit dear for the rest of the month. And until then, this on Hawk is the best that I can do. I can't edit anything. I can't live stream anything. I don't even have Steam on this laptop. In fact, I couldn't put Steam on this laptop because he has somewhere in the region of about less than 7 gig of hard drive space left, and there is nothing on him. So yeah, I am currently out of the game entirely. I bought a new season of Elementary, so that's 24 hours of footage that I can watch, at least, but I can't game. I can barely be on Twitter or Discord right now. Basically, I am completely inoperable until we can get Elemental here back up and running with the new motherboard or the old one. So it's going to be a bit. Yeah, sorry about that. So that's why you haven't seen anything at all from me this week, and probably won't be until next week. So that means we have already missed building blocks. I do plan to work on the Veterans AI with the next video, well, the next live stream, hopefully on Tuesday, we'll see. We will, of course, have no midnight tonight, so that'll hopefully be back next week. Carousel almost definitely isn't going to be on anytime this week, but it should be back for next week. Apologies, that's 2 weeks in a row we haven't had that. I'm not bored much. I really would like to be, like, I'm enjoying actually having a bit of time to just relax on the basis of there is nothing I can do to alter this situation, so I'm just resigning myself to it. But as little as I might have opportunity to take holidays in this particular profession, I would really like to be getting back to work right about now. So as ever, donation link is in the description of this video. Also, there's Patreon at patreon.com/lying. That's not gonna be paying my my like usual salary and for another couple of days, but it'll go in there directly as soon as you go for it. Other than that, the streams, if you go over to twitch.tv/lyingaboutmon, obviously I can't do any streaming right now, but we do have a donation goal on that. Speaking of Fuzz's birthday next week, that's actually a fairly relatively low milestone that we have to hit. That's only about 160. The live streams do contribute a portion of my income, so I'm kind of nervous about that, but I'm going to be genuinely nervous about that for a few days. So, yeah, anyways, that is it for me for now. For the foreseeable future, I think the earliest I could, the theoretical latest I could be on again is like the next week. This time next week, I think. But, we'll see. Who knows? Something else could fry. But that's it from me for now. I did mention I can't edit this, so this is going to be one of the worst outros I've done in quite some time, and there of course won't be an actual end slate on this, so sorry. Anyways, catch you in a bit.